Yeah, I mean, when I asked him, I go, if you don't want to, it's fine. He goes, I don't want to.
You try Jason?
What's that?
We'll get him out of halftime.
Yeah. Right. The guy was like, I go, Coach Evans. Oh.
Here. Good evening and welcome to Armstrong Junior Senior High School for tonight's PIAA Class 3A quarterfinal matchup between the Penns Manor Comets, the home team on the scoreboard this evening, and the Redbank Valley Bulldogs. My name is Joe Rose. Welcome to what should be an excellent game between two programs, two public schools here that are vying for the right to play the winner of the previous game. If you haven't found out already, that was Bishop McCord, who defeated Kennedy Catholic to advance to the semifinals, and they will now face the winner of this matchup. That, of course, between District 6 runner-up Penns Manor and District 9 champion for the fourth straight year, Josh, Redbank Valley. So, actually, we're going to just take a quick break here, get ready for pregame. We'll send it down to Jake Manish, the public press announcer here at Armstrong Junior Senior High School, and bring you starting lineups here, presented by Armstrong Indoor Athletics on this High Top Sports Network presentation on the NFHS Network.
Playoffs featuring the Penns Manor Comets and the Redbank Valley Bulldogs. The winner of this evening's matchup will move on to the 2025 PIAA Class 2A girls basketball semifinals and face Bishop McCord next Friday with the site and time to be determined. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if able, please rise. And gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. tonight's contest, Armstrong High School and the PIAA promote the highest ideals of good sportsmanship. Actions or language meant to demean contestants, teams, spectators, and officials are not the highest ideals of interscholastic education and will not be tolerated. Let today's contest reflect mutual respect. We request your cooperation supporting today's contestants and contest officials in a positive manner. Any disrespect towards any player, coaches, officials, or other fans will not be tolerated and could result in removal from tonight's contest without warning. Please respect our student athletes, coaches, contest officials, and game administration. With your cooperation, promote a safe and positive game environment. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, time to introduce the starting lineups of this evening's quarterfinal matchup. Redbank Valley fans, it's time for you to be loud, be proud, and make some noise. As it's time to introduce the visiting team on the scoreboard this evening, and dressed in red, the Bulldogs of Redbank Valley High School, who come to us from District 9 with an overall record of 22-6. A senior, number 2, Kira Manor. Best of luck to the Bulldogs. All right, Penns Manor fans, it's your turn now to be loud, be proud, and make some noise. This time, this is straight line for the home team on the scoreboard this evening, and dressed in white, the Comets of Penns Manor High School, who come to us from District 6 with an overall record of 24-5. A 5'9" senior guard, number 3, Alyssa Altamas. A 5'11" senior center, number 33, Ali Luna. A 5'6" senior swingman, number 14, Summer Manor. A 5'9" sophomore guard, number 12, King Bertelli.
Are you able to see it?
Jocelyn Manor. The head coach of the Comets is Jason Maloser, assisted by Justin Lamantia and JT Orwell. Best of luck to the Comets.
And those were your starting lineups presented by Armstrong Indoor Athletics, a premier baseball softball facility here in downtown Katanning, Pennsylvania. Starting lineups real quickly again for both teams. We got Kira Benino, Addison Bond, Elena Carrico, Maylee Harmon, and Quinn White for the Redbank Valley side. As for the Comets of Penns Manor, under the guidance of Jason Maloser, you have Alyssa Aldamus, Allie Mumas, Summer Fennel, Katie Bertolino, and Jocelyn Bennett, rounding out the starting 5 for the Comets. Josh, glad to be here with you. It was quite a journey to get to this point.
A lot of hubbub.
But we're here. We're glad to be here, and very excited to be bringing you guys this game tonight. And this, what was a gorgeous Friday here in Western PA. Great way to cap it off as the Comets will begin with the basketball here in this PIAA Class 2A quarterfinal. First shot up and good. The lefty from the corner for the Comets nails it. That, of course, number 13, Jocelyn Bennett, I believe. Yep, it was indeed. Jake Canish said a different name. And cross pass there, goes flying over towards one Mark Bertig of Renner Broadcasting. Penns Manor with the basketball, garnering a 3-0 lead here. Penns Manor would like nothing more than a chance to get back in the semifinal round, something they were unable to do during COVID. They had a berth in it, but then everything got shut down, and that magical season for the Comets ended abruptly. Now they have a chance to not only get back there, but avenge their District 6 championship loss to Bishop McCourt after McCourt was able to defeat Kennedy Catholic prior to this on this very court. Shot from the top. Fennell's no good. Rebounded there nicely by Kira Benino. And now the Bulldogs looking for their first points. Benino got that board a minute ago, shooting from the elbow. A little turnaround, no good. And one and done are the Comets. Or excuse me, the Bulldogs. Comets now with the basketball. Going up with a nice little move there, going baseline. Alyssa Aldimus, the straw that stirs the drink here for the Comets. Leading score about 19 points a game. Gives Penns Manor a 5-0 lead. Bulldogs looking to find the scoreboard for the first time here. 4-time defending District 9 champs. Shot from range, up, high arcing shot, no good. They're battling for it. There's a few players, including Addison Bond of Redbank Valley, but the Comets do come away with the basketball, looking to add to their 5-0 lead here. 5:56 remaining, first quarter of play. Done with the basketball, reverses it back over to Aldimus. As the student section, nice little Euro step in the lane off the glass, and good. Katie Bertolino, the 5'9" senior, sophomore, getting it to go off the glass, 7-0. Now the score, Penns Manor building an early lead here against the District 9 champs, who turn it over. Nice little steal there by Penns Manor's Ali Mumah. That one knocked out of bounds. We'll stay here with the Comets. 5:06 remaining, first quarter. As mentioned there briefly, Penns Manor had a chance to play in the semifinals, but the COVID-19 pandemic, of course, shut things down and shut down the Comets season in the midst. And I'm sure they would like nothing more than to get back here in 2025. Turnaround shot up, no good. Rebounded quickly there by Kira Benino. Josh?
Tough spill right there. Going in for the offensive rebound, got taken out.
A nice save there by Bond.
The Bulldogs are cold from the field here to start. Getting an open look right there, just couldn't knock it down.
Now, the Comets will take their time as Coach Jason Loser barks out a play for his team. Nearly a carry there by Aldimus, kind of brought it a little high.
They don't call that anymore when you get your palm under the ball and turn it over, you know?
It sure was a few years back. When I say a few, talking about 2 decades.
3 for me.
I was going to note that Jason Maloser of Penns Manor, a lot of big games. Both these coaches just truly, chances are you're a really good coach if you're at this stage of the season. And we have a real coaching duel here tonight. Chris Edmonds on the side of Redbank Valley, Jason Maloser on the side of the team in white, the Comets.
How about Redbank Valley in pretty much every sport, Joe? Just tremendous multi-sport athletes up there. Small school, bordering Armstrong and Clarion County.
Little baseline shot, good. Could have maybe called a foul there, but Aldimus will take it nonetheless. 9-0 now. Penns Manor in front, and a double dribble will go against Miley Harmon, the Youngstown State, the 2,000-point scorer.
Mental mistake right there.
And I think that was a very good time out there by Chris Edmonds, a guy we know well, Josh, our time at the Leader Times, and covered Redbank Valley for a good portion of our media careers. Very calming presence, we know, for all of his teams, and certainly I'm sure that's no different here in 2025. Josh, cold offensively, you mentioned there. The Bulldogs, Penns Manor, pretty efficient so far. So really different kind of starts here so far for both of these teams.
Well, the Comets have the blitz on right now, and Redbank Valley a little shook. Usually a team with as much playoff experience as they have, they don't get flustered, but down 9-0 right there, and that double dribble by Harmon. I don't know what she was doing, letting it roll in. I mean, the clock was running. So it's just a mental mistake right there early on.
Yeah, I want to thank all you guys out there for tuning in here on this High Top Sports Network presentation on the NFHS Network. Both these teams, if they could find a way to win 3 more games, they would be state champs. Penns Manor vying to be the 4th team in 3 years out of the Heritage Conference. And I say the conference, not district.
That's right.
But the Heritage Conference to play in a state championship game. Of course, 2 years ago, River Valley playing in the state championship in 3A while Homer Center played in the 2A game. And then last year, of course, the Coach Melozer's alma mater, Marion Center, playing in the championship game, losing to Kennedy Catholic, who lost prior to this on a great inbounds play, finding the cutting Aldermas to the basket, and now 11 to nada in favor of the Comets. And an answer desperately needed here now for Redbank Valley, trailing by double digits with 3:19 remaining first quarter. Still plenty of time, Josh, but certainly you want to start getting something that resembles some cohesion going here if you're Redbank Valley.
In and out right there, can't buy a bucket, but a perfectly drawn up inbounds play there by Coach Melozer. Back screen there by Summer Fennel, frees Aldermas. Great pass in, easy bucket.
We crossed the 3-minute mark here of the first quarter, and still Penns Manor has not allowed a point on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, they've put 11 on their side of the ledger, rather. 6 of those coming from Alyssa Aldermas.
And you called her the stir that straws the drink, Joe, and that's very appropriate for what she does for this team. But she's been even better in the postseason. She has been phenomenal.
Nice eye there by Fennel to try to find Aldermas, but that one's knocked away by Harmon.
Comets might have got a break there. I thought Aldermas might have had the last touch, but
I didn't want to say it, but I think you were correct. A little skip pass there. Fennel in the corner, dumped down inside to
good D there.
Bertolino, and a turnover.
The hands in the passing lanes right there. Redbank forcing the turnover.
Shot from the foul line. No good. Back rim, and the cold start yet to be put in the pass by the Bulldogs, who now have gone 6 minutes without a point. Penns Manor looking to continue to build this lead. There's a shot from the corner. No good by Fennel. There's Harmon. She's going to find a cutter, and that up and blocked, I believe. Maybe a hand on
I
that.
think there was.
By, correct me if I'm wrong there, Josh. I believe that was number 33, Ali Mumah.
I think you are correct. No need to correct you if you're wrong. You're not wrong.
Rarely am I, so I will take the opportunity to enjoy that.
It's the life of a broadcaster. There's a foul on Harmon.
And that could have been tough. It looked like briefly Harmon's knee kind of buckled strangely. And for somebody wearing number 24, Josh, a number I'm quite fond of, I don't want to see anything happen to that young lady, and certainly the folks here at Redbank Valley and also Youngstown State.
Oh, yeah, the
don't
Penguins.
Want to see that happen.
Home of the Penguins.
About a 2,000-point scorer. And, Josh, we went down a rabbit hole looking up some of the
Yeah, we did.
all-time leading scorers, and there's that same play again. A nice attempt there. Ooh, a travel call. Good call there, I believe. Josh, you can run your head as well.
Yeah.
But real quickly, just to put a bow on that topic, we were looking up some of the all-time scorers in District 9 and stumbled upon a young lady who scored 3,000, almost 3,100 points in her career. And boy, oh boy, I felt dumb for not having this. I did send myself the link.
Coudersport. She was from Coudersport, I remember.
Oh, nearly a push-off there. No call, and a nice step back, and much-needed bucket coming off the hand of Addison Bond, the junior.
Yeah, they needed that big time.
The scoreboard now will reflect points for the Bulldogs, who are off the schneid. 11-3 the score. Penns Manor, good ball movement. A little bit of a kind of a loose man, kind of look a little bit like a zone there for a moment, Josh.
It's almost like a zone pickup a little bit when they get toward the perimeter there.
That's exactly what I think it is. And that was really definitely guarding his good job of getting that call, Josh, because she kind of went up and under, did number 33 for the Comets. That, of course, the aforementioned Ali Mumah, the 5'11 center.
Tried a little scoop shot there. Got some contact, head to the line for two.
Yeah, by going up and under like that, it was almost guaranteed to draw that foul. You're going to see contact in this game that's not called. We saw it in the game prior, Josh. But when it's kind of that obvious.
You know, as a guy who's blocked some shots in his day, what do you think when you see someone scooping it like that in front of you? Like, I'm going to pound this into the court, or try and just grab it, or what?
you got there's a line you got to toe there a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you know exactly what I just said is true. You run that risk of kind of just bumping them ever so slightly and that stopping the upward motion of the arm. And another turnover goes against the Bulldogs, and it's becoming a theme here in this first quarter. Wouldn't say it's the prettiest of quarters for either team, but Penn's Manor a little more efficient, drawing up a couple nice plays that have found them some easier looks. 16 seconds left, and Alyssa Aldemus, the senior, looking to get it back. She's baseline, 6 seconds left, a little bounce pass there, and this one's going to go out of bounds, and that will end the first quarter of play as Jason Bloser was tracking that
point
one down.
Guard. It's such a point guard, man. He's saying back away from that ball. Do not touch it and stop that clock with 1 second left on Redbank's half of the floor right there. So she's running back to get away from it. That's such a point guard move right there.
And this very interesting first quarter. You know, the potency in which this Redbank Valley team has gone through, not just the state playoffs here thus far, clearly the District 9 playoffs. They were a force, and winning by a wide margin in their last game. And on the side of Penn's Manor, think about this, they're the runner-up out of District 6, losing to, once again, Bishop McCourt, who won just a little bit ago on this very court, defeating Kennedy Catholic. Penn's Manor runner-up, defeating the Whipfield champion in the previous round, that of course Aliquippa. So
Dan Goldinger ready to clear the folks out in front of the camera there.
Dan Goldinger.
Dan don't play no games.
Is top-notch, first ballot, basketball guy, high top guy.
Yeah, man.
Just glad to have him here tonight, man. Glad to have him here tonight.
A basketball guru.
Oh, yeah.
The Gene Steratore of High Top Sports
He is the
Network.
Gene Steratore of High Top Sports.
Rules analyst went in the booth.
So the second quarter now about to get underway. If you're Redbank Valley, what's the move here, Josh? What are you trying to instill if you're Coach Chris Edmonds in that little stoppage?
I tell them to keep doing what they're doing. They're getting open looks from the perimeter. They're just not knocking them down, Joe, and they're a good perimeter shooting team, so just keep doing what you're doing. There it is.
And right on cue, Josh, you call it. The perimeter game coming alive. There is Kennedy White, the freshman, able to knock it down. And just like that, the lead has evaporated down to just 5. That's what a couple shots from range can do for you, Josh. You know, it's 11-0 lead, and all of a sudden, 6 unanswered here by the Bulldogs to begin the second quarter.
It's that shooter's mentality. You got to see it go through the hoop, you know, and once the Bulldogs saw it go through the hoop there, they hit another one and maybe starting to heat up.
There's a shot from the wing. Good hustle there by Mumaw.
Yeah, really good hustle.
And a travel will go against, I believe that was Bertolino, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it was Katie Bertolino.
Well, you got to appreciate that, Joe. The way Mumaw went in and sliced to that ball and then tipped it to herself. That's a nice offensive rebound. Too bad turnover there by the Comets on the travel.
Such a hard play to not get it over to the back, and she did it to perfection. We saw in the Heritage Conference Championship game in which these Comets, you know, they played in the Heritage Conference Championship, a District 6 championship, runner-up in both. But I think the eye and the prize the whole time has been a state playoff run. And now they have a chance to really continue that with a win here and a chance to avenge that District 6 loss to McCourt. But Redbank Valley has something to say about that as they are now down by just 3. A nice little putback on the offensive rebound there.
Yeah, that was number 2 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Kira Benino, senior. But, yeah, runner-up to River Valley in the Heritage Conference Championship game. And what I was saying is they really were trying to dump it down to Mumaw in that game a lot. As Aldemus,
good finish.
With a really tough finish, kind of going baseline and propelling herself outward, able to get it to go off the glass. And now a 5-point advantage. And kind of felt like Penn's Manor needed that, Josh, after they had gone, or seen rather, Redbank Valley go an 8-0 run of their own. And Bonanno with a nice little shot from the free throw line.
Tell you what, no hesitation right there by Bonanno. She just got catch and shoot, and that was nothing but net. Moneyball, both teams starting to heat up.
If you're Coach Chris Edmonds, you like seeing that because you knew she was, she missed that first one of the game and not scared and continuing to put the rock up and making that one look easy, as you said there, Josh. But on the other end, foul drawn. Going to go against number 34, Quinn White, the junior, will send Alyssa Aldemus to the free throw line.
Coach Goldinger said you got to stand straight up right there, get those hands up, take the offensive contact instead of going for the block right there. And I'll tell you what, an athletic play by Aldemus to catch it with the right, transfer it in motion and go up with the left. That was a really, really tough athletic play.
After missing the first, Aldemus able to make the second. Kind of a tough free throw shooting start for Penn's Manor. I believe they missed their previous two off when Newmall was fouled a bit ago. 5:22 remaining, second quarter, 14-10 your score. Shot up, no good. And
good box out there by Aldemus.
Heat check there for the
yeah, true.
For the Bulldogs, who, after a very, very slow start offensively, started heating up there a little bit and appear to be human after missing that shot. That one rattles out.
Had a couple of those so far on each side.
Here's Harmon with the basketball.
Tight rims. Oh. Numa a little too aggressive trying to get through that screen, Joe, and makes contact with Harmon. That's a foul.
So a young lady who has scored 2,000 points in her illustrious career has yet to score a basket in this one. But of course, Harmon, she now possesses the basketball, guarded by Alyssa Aldemus, always tasked with guarding the other team's best offensive weapon. And that tonight, of course, Miley Harmon. Ooh, and that is a travel. A good call there by the gentleman in stripes.
Shuffle the feet there. Does Coach Maloser have index cards right now?
Yeah, I'd love to know what they say.
Me too.
Remember to smile for the camera.
Make sure you hold your putter hands as far away as possible.
Yeah, putt like you're
Happy
in
Gilmore.
the movie Happy Gilmore.
He makes them. I don't know what to
does.
say.
Jason Maloser, an avid golfer, and an interesting putting stance.
I'll tell you what, he's not getting you much off the tee. He's not nothing overwhelming, but he's in for par a lot more than me.
Indeed. Just a general athlete. Jason Maloser, 20 years ago this month, putting an end to his playing career at Marion Center. Aldemus with a bucket. Lead back up to 6. Harmon, just kind of.
Well, that's what Coach Goldinger was talking about right there. You got somebody coming into the lane, just stand strong and hands straight up.
And a big response on the other end. That's a backbreaker. Chris Edmonds did have the hands out to call a timeout, and there it is.
Yeah, he wanted it before that shot for sure. It's loud in here, Joe, and I'm not saying the officials could or couldn't hear him, but it is loud.
The ebbs and flows of a playoff basketball game, and the stakes no bigger than this, Josh. A berth in the semifinals on the line here between the Bulldogs of Redbank Valley and the Comets of Penn's Manor. Back and forth we go, Josh.
Oh, man, I love it. And, watching these two teams come out of the gate, Penn's Manor opened up that 11-0 lead there, and you thought, well, it's only going to be a matter of time until Redbank Valley starts to get, some offense together, and they did. They fought back. But some answers here by the Comets. Stretch that lead back out to 9, 3:32 left in the first half.
Meanwhile, I'm chugging Gatorade like I'm playing in this game.
Yeah, I know.
My mouth getting just way too dry.
It's like, well, you know what? You've been so used to the cold weather. Now it's gotten warm. You're getting dehydrated.
I personally think it's just the atmosphere and the stakes and just the environment we're in right now kind of making me feel like I'm in this game almost, Josh. It's intense, and you're seeing these runs by both teams, and it's to think that kind of trend of this game is not going to continue. I think would be foolish. I think with two teams with really good offenses, the ability to really pour it on, and also play defense.
Oh yeah,
mind you. You're going to see that kind of gameplay, I think. And the nerves, you got to know those nerves are going to factor in as well.
Yeah, it's how can you handle it? Do you take the nervousness, do you take the butterflies and use them to your advantage, or do you let them overwhelm you? And I think both of these teams have had enough playoff experience that they don't have to worry about being overwhelmed by the nerves.
Johnny on the spot. Nice little runner there. Up, no good. Chance by the
good hustle.
Comets to get it. They do. Numbers now for the Comets. Aldemus goes up with it off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Mumaw. No good. So a second chance opportunity squandered there by the Comets. Same could be said for the Bulldogs in their last possession. They had 2 offensive rebounds. But a chance here once again, down by 9. 2:53 left, second quarter. The Crushers of McCourt await the winner of this one.
The Crushers. They treated us really well when we went down there a couple years ago.
Absolutely.
Woo, step back.
Nice step back shot there by Addison Bond, the junior.
Couple of triples for her, Joe. She's got 7.
That's a difficult shot, Josh. You know you're a three-point shooting kind of guy.
Well, I used to be.
Used to be.
I'm a golfer now.
You're a golfer now. You've retired. You've since retired, yeah. You didn't really make the announcement official. You didn't put the paperwork in with the league office.
No, I'm still holding out hope. You know, maybe somebody will bring me back here.
Oh, man.
Dan Goldinger, instrumental in my young career.
Getting a hand on that was Harmon, and it allows the ball to trickle over to Quinn White, who gets it up to go. Now a 4-point lead. The outcome after the bucket by White. 1:53 remaining, second quarter. Both teams keeping the fouls to a minimum here, Josh. One foul piece for both squads here.
Good look.
And wide open there was Mumaw. Good look again by Aldemus, able to draw in that defense just enough to open up Mumaw on that left block and get it to go.
Aldemus is such a complete player. You know, you see these offensive players, especially at the high school age, where they want to put up shot after shot after shot, and she knows that she can involve her teammates and the team's going to be more successful.
And Harmon still unable to find her way onto the scoreboard, missing that jumper.
Yeah, pretty odd to see her with 0 next to her name in the point total.
And from watching that Heritage Conference Championship game like we did, Josh, Penn's Manor's objective there in that one is Mumaw with a turnaround, making it look easy down there. The center gets it to go.
Soft touch. It's a slick move right there.
But in that game, of course, Ava Perschetti, the standout going to Richmond from River Valley. That's a nice shot in response.
Man, what a finish.
By Bond. She's really been stepping up here as the
she's got 8 now.
Tough offensive night by Harmon. You got Bond picking up the slack, but just to wrap up what I was saying, in that Heritage Conference Championship game, Ava Perschetti was definitely the focus of that Penn's Manor defense. They almost wanted to let everybody else beat them if they were going to get beat, rather than let Perschetti do it, and that kind of seems like the identity here tonight for this Penn's Manor defense with Harmon. Kick out, Fennell, sets, shoots, shot up, well short, rebounded by White. 12 seconds left, Harmon with the basketball, dribbling. Picked up by
Deep.
Aldemus, a deep 3, back rim, hits the top, and the whistle will blow, and the ball will go back to the Comets with 3.8 seconds left.
And we have our second quarter media time.
A little late for the media time.
That's an interesting time.
A little late for the media time. I've never seen one called with 3.8 seconds left in a quarter.
I don't think I've ever seen one called under 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
That's an interesting call.
You're supposed to call them in 4 minutes, I believe, but
Jake Canish losing track of time down there.
I don't know. He spiked his pen right there. And maybe he realized he was
The referee's kind of having a little joke with him about it.
She's like, hey, maybe before the under 5 second mark next quarter. Hey, Mike Nagy in the house.
I was going to say, speaking of great coaches, of course, we talked about Jason Maloser and Chris Edmonds. Frank Nagy, a excellent coach in his own right, Riverhawks assistant, former Washimokan boys head man, prior to the current guy.
You said Frank Nagy.
I did say Frank Nagy.
That's Mike. That's his dad.
That's Mike. I apologize, Frank, if you're out there listening.
Frank's definitely listening.
Miss you, bud. First of all,
I've been busting his chops in the fantasy baseball chat. I said, when are you going to be back on the sideline? Your dad's back there now.
Yeah.
Looks like he's done him well, and Frank agreed. He said he loves being on the sideline, loves coaching. Him and Coach Brian Kovalevsky go way back to Elderton, mind you. That's how far back they go. And Coach Nagy out of his retirement this year to serve as an assistant for the Riverhawks. But I said to Frank, hey, man, we need you back on the sidelines here. And he said, you know, Frank pushed it off. Very diplomatic.
so just 3.8 seconds left here in this first half. The score 23-17. See what Penn's Manor drew up in that media timeout. for the final play. That was a really good play as Bertolino puts it up off the glass and nearly gets it to go. A little too much sauce on that one. And
she darn near banked it in right there, Joe, and that would have been a crazy way to get 3 points right before the end of the half. With 3.8 seconds left, Coach Maloser breaks out the dry erase, index card in hand, scribbling up some genius.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to Coach Maloser here at some point. But an interesting first half, a very slow start by Redbank Valley. I think that's definitely the biggest thing that I'm taking away from it, Josh. That slow start really has everything to do with the score you now see.
Yeah, very much so.
They fell behind by 11-0 total before going on an 8-0 run themselves. And now trailing by just 6. So you think if that starts a little bit more fruitful than it was, maybe a little bit of a closer result on the scoreboard right now.
Hey, I was trying to keep track at the beginning of the game on how many shots that they had missed. I think it was 8 in a row to start the game. And, they pulled it back to within 3. Penns Manor able to answer a little bit, get it back to a 6-point lead here at the half.
So the Comets hoping the next 16 minutes go as well as the first, as they would love nothing more than to cross 2 big things off their list, Josh, and I wanted to ask you your opinion on this. They obviously would like vengeance. They may not say it. Jason Maloser probably would not admit to it. As you chuckle at that, and I know why, because we know Jason a little bit.
Yeah, we do.
A little bit. And, he's not gonna make the objective, we want to get back there to beat McCourt. They want to get back there so they can win and have a chance to win a state championship. But you think about that, and then you also think about what happened during the pandemic we mentioned, Josh. Or maybe his best team.
Oh, man.
I believe a 3-loss with 25-3, but maybe?
I think it was 24-3, but still.
How they even got 27 games in at that point during the pandemic is amazing to me, but that's something Jason Maloser does.
And they beat West Middlesex in the quarterfinals pretty good to advance to that semifinal, and then the world shut down. Boo. But Coach Maloser, he's got to think about that stuff. He would never admit it. Like you said, he would never admit it. But the revenge factor, too, it's a slow burn for Coach Maloser. It's definitely right there under the surface, but he's not going to acknowledge it, especially not to his team. Hey, we're taking this. He's going to give them all the classic coach speak, because you don't want to play your hand to your players, because that's when you lose control, and that's when they lose control of their emotions. And we know Coach Maloser doesn't do that. Well, I've seen you pull him back from a scrap, but on the sidelines as a head coach, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago, which is insane to think. Obviously, Coach Maloser, a graduate of Marion Center, class of 2005, an excellent basketball career of his own. And really, when Coach Maloser played at Marion Center, that grade that he was in, the class of 2005, had some excellent basketball players on it. Names that a lot of folks in the Heritage Conference would know. Names like Nate Canos, Josh Mills, Aaron Mills, Zach Sabor, Caleb Griffith.
You had everything. You guys have everything on that 2005 team. You had size. You had speed. You had guys that could shoot. You had a great point guard running the show. You had defense. I mean, it was you guys had a solid squad. What's it like to play on one of those? I really would like to know.
A lot of fun when you have a point guard who is reading everybody's mind out there. And that's the best way to put it with Jason Maloser, and you kind of feel that way now watching him as a coach. He's doing his best to somehow, and how do I say this, be out on the court without being on the court.
Yeah.
And I feel like you see it obviously with someone like Alyssa Aldemus, who there's a lot of her game that resembles that of Coach Maloser. Jason wasn't going to necessarily be the kind of guy that was going to shoot the lights out and try to make threes. He left that to guys like Nate Canos and Josh Mills. Jason wanted to get to the bucket, draw fouls, get your whoever was guarding him that night, which was probably the other team's best defender, and possibly a lot of times the best player in general, get them in foul trouble. And Jason did a heck of a job at that. And by driving the lane, as you saw Aldemus do it with Mumaw, pull those defenders up and then find those guys on the block who don't have any range. Guys like, I believe on the roster, who's number 24.
Springs. He'll walk around the court a couple times.
Yeah, guys that had no range at all, like Joe Rhodes. And
he had a little fall away. It was nice.
A little fall away, but I'd much rather just let Coach Maloser put it up with a great runner of his. That's what people don't
Oh,
realize.
yeah,
about Coach Maloser.
he had the floater. He had the teardrop, baby.
And a great head of hair, mind you.
I was just going to say that. You beat me to it. When I brought that up to him on the golf course, he got a big smile on his face, and he just looked at me and said, well, that was the style back then. I go, and yeah, you had it to style back then.
Yes, he did.
Little dig.
We both had a lot more. But you can make the case that Coach Jason Maloser and myself had the best hair on that Marion Center team. You know, people like Chad Martin might have a say. There's some good hairdos. Nate Canos, great head of hair.
You guys all had that look.
But Jason's was like he looked like a foreign soap opera star with his light brown coiffed hair.
Auburn.
Auburn, yep. And speaking of Coach Maloser's high school career, it'd be 20 years ago that, in my opinion, the greatest boys basketball game was played in Heritage Conference history. Would have been 20 years ago last month, whenever his Stingers, much to his credit, I think he scored 30-some points that evening. I'd like to know the total. He
was popping.
Took down the #1 team in the state that night, the previously undefeated Blairsville Bobcats, and the 4-time All-State point guard, 4-time Indiana Gazette Player of the Year,
Yeah.
and 2,000-point scorer himself. We talk about Harmon in this game, Adam Heiberger. And the Blairsville Bobcats were taken down that night on a cold night in February in Marion Center, Pennsylvania.
Standing room only, baby. Definitely violating some fire codes there at Don Sainer Gymnasium.
100%. There was a lot that happened in 2005 that just won't happen now.
That's very true.
But an epic game there between the Bobcats that no longer exist. They're, of course, River Valley. The schools of Blairsville and Salzburg merging to make River Valley. Marion Center still very much in existence.
Oh, yeah.
But
Great gym to play in, I'll bet. It's a great gym to do a broadcast in.
Very homey feeling.
Yeah.
Very homey feeling, like the high ceiling, those glass windows, kind of a very old feel to it back then,
parquet
too.
Parquet floor,
It's
old
been,
school.
Yeah, it had the darker floor back in those days. The walls weren't as bright white now like they are, but I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Like I like here at Armstrong, for instance, you see these gray walls. I kind of like it. It
Yeah,
doesn't
I
make
don't
it
like
too
the
overwhelmingly bright.
white. Yeah, the too bright. Redbank getting a nice round of applause. We're over on the Redbank side here tonight. Different vantage point for us. We're usually up there in the Hawk's Nest.
There's I count 6 gentlemen. No, there's a young lady up there as well. So 5 men and a little lady.
Is there 2 up there? 2 little ladies?
No, there's just one. There's one little lady. Five dudes and a little lady. And I would venture to guess that we have been in that press box more than everybody up there combined.
I don't think you have to guess.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's
But that's
a fact.
not relevant. That's not relevant.
We make do here. And you know what? We make it look great.
So 2 minutes until we kick off the second half, Josh. Give me your keys for Redbank Valley.
Well, I gave him a loser. I went like, he looked at me. Did not acknowledge it. He saw me, though. Keys to victory in the second half. Well, Penn's Manor they're going to have to weather a storm here because you know Redbank's coming with the heat. Miley Harmon is going to get going. It's just the way it is. She got a 0 next to her name in the point total, and that's not going to last. So the defense has to keep up for Penn's Manor. They've been doing a great job in the first half, and they've been answering. When Redbank Valley gets on a run, they've had the answer. Aldemus especially. Either a good dish or a nice shot. She's been able to answer it and shut it down, not let Redbank get on an extended run, and that's keeping them just a little bit past arm's reach. And Coach Maloser knows that they're going to have to up it. They're going to have to up it because Redbank Valley they're experienced. They're a very, very battle-tested playoff team, and they're going to be bringing the heat. They're going to throw the kitchen sink.
Kitchen sink indeed, Josh.
You know that saying, throw everything but the kitchen sink.
Yeah,
and then I said throw the kitchen sink. So it's like, why would you throw everything but the kitchen sink? Because you can't take it out of
everything
the wall?
else, you might as well
Yeah,
just throw the sink
chucking
as well.
that sink.
I couldn't agree more. But just to kind of break down the scoring here, as we said during the broadcast, and that did not change as we went into the halftime break, Miley Harmon, the standout 2,000-point scorer, the Penguin bound. When I say Penguin, I mean Youngstown State bound prospect, number 24 on the roster, scoreless in that first half. Picking up the slack, though, as we mentioned there numerous times, Addison Bond hitting some really tough shots, not just big shots, but scoring 8 points to lead the way for Redbank Valley. Doing a very good job at it, kind of picking up that slack, and a really big reason why I think they were able to spark that 8-0 run after falling behind 11-0. And behind her with 4 points is Kira Badano, who knocked down a couple nice shots there from the right around the foul line. As for the Comets, leading the way, the only player in double figures in the first half for either squad. That, of course, Alyssa Aldemus, she had 11. Trailing her with 6 points, number 13, Jocelyn Bennett. And combining for 6 points, the duo of Bertolino and Ali Mumal. Mumal with just 4 points in that first half.
Well, I do love the matchup. It happened a couple times there in the first half, but Penn's Manor kind of playing that matchup zone. But Harmon has guarded Aldemus. She switched on to Aldemus here toward the middle of the second quarter, and I like watching that matchup. The team's two best players.
Catch and shoot, Fennel no good. Nice rebound there by Bertolino. Tries to bounce it inside, but good hands there by the Redbank Valley Bulldogs, who send a great outlet pass down the court. And getting out in front of that Penn's Manor defense was Quinn White, who notches the first points here of the second half and bring the Bulldogs back within 4. We near the first minute of this third quarter, and what is going to be an action-packed second half, undoubtedly, Josh. That one swatted away. It'll stay here with the Comets. Real active hands in that second quarter towards the end of it, Josh. You started seeing that defensive intensity picking up for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, for sure.
125 steals coming into this game
Wow.
for Harmon.
That's a lot of steals.
A whole lot of steals.
I think.
Aldemus, side rim, no good. Nice board man by Bertolino. Jason Moser tries to call a timeout, but instead, no one sees him, and Aldemus puts it off the glass. That's one of those moments where, as a coach, you're really, really glad that nobody saw you calling that timeout.
Yeah, seriously, and what a play right there by Bertolino, getting the offensive rebound, getting bumped a little bit, and able to find her teammate cutting in for the bucket.
And Numa lets Banano get past her.
Grant Canish handling the ball over there.
Known for his ball handling acromens.
The high bounce pass.
Shades of George Mikan.
It's up here, but I'm bouncing it. It's coming down 8 feet.
Now the Bulldogs, which of course are now going to your right, knock down the first free throw. That, of course, Kira Banano, the power forward, shooting forward. Listed at 5'9", the senior, hoping this is not her final hurrah. That one front rim, no good. Offensive board, up off the glass, gets it to go again. Coming out hot in this third quarter, Quinn White with another bucket. She had that breakaway layup or that outlet pass that she was able to take to the hoop. Now just a 3-point Comets advantage, trying to force that in there. Josh, we saw that in that Heritage Conference Championship game. Penn's Manor really, really wanted to get those cutters.
Yeah.
And a lot of times forcing those cutters and forcing the pass as a result, and letting the turnovers accumulate quite quickly as a result.
Well, Coach Belozer kind of grabbed Mumob when she was coming off the court and got her around the shoulders and said, listen, you don't have to force it. If it's not there, don't throw it. And I think he realized they caught a break right there, not turning the ball over in a 3-point game early in the second half, but still, you don't want to give any momentum. Redbank is coming out. As I said, they were going to be pushing the pace. Right there, Muma, a little bit of a force on that pass. It gets knocked away, and Coach Belozer wisely calls the 30-second timeout.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to allow anything like we did see in that Heritage Conference Championship game to start transpiring here. And kind of put a stop to it quickly there, Josh, as you mentioned. Just a minute and 45 seconds into this third quarter.
Well, Coach Belozer is not a guy that's going to go home and forget a loss in a Heritage Conference Championship game. Maybe man, good steal by Harmon. She's going to be off to the races, easy bucket.
A little lefty layup there by Harmon. And the closest the Bulldogs have been since the scoring really began in this game.
Yeah.
First bucket was a 3, I do believe, Josh, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
Here's a three-point attempt by the Comets off the side rim. Nice rebound there once again by Bertolino. She's racking those up here in this third quarter. Mumal dishes it off to Aldemus, and she looks over to Coach Jason Maloser for a signal. She gets it back. There's the cutter. Nothing doing. Good defense by the Bulldogs. Shot it from the corner. No good. And tracked down by the Bulldogs. And the Comets looking kind of...
Getting tight. Getting a little tight.
Get a little tight. Not getting the looks that they were getting in that first half. A lot of that obviously to do with the adjustments that Chris Edmonds and his team made defensively there at the halftime break. You can certainly tell those were made, Josh.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Coach Edmonds, I always like watching his teams come out in the second half if they're trailing, because that's when you asked me what I thought the keys to victory were. I said Redbank is going to come with the heat, and we've seen it so many times. Good take there.
Bertolino making this third quarter hers. Getting some really key rebounds here early on, and driving to the bucket. Nice little move there to extend past her defender and get it to go. And lead back up to 3 for the Comets. The 4:44 mark here. PIAA Class 2A quarterfinal.
Packed house, Joe.
Packed house indeed. That one bounced in. And
Getting Aldemus on that foul.
I think I was going to say kick.
Oh, did they?
Nope, they are going to call the foul. That is indeed against Aldemus, her first, so she's done a really good job of staying off the foul sheet, and even more impressive when you think about who she's been tasked to guard here tonight.
Yeah.
And of course, Miley Harmon. There's a three, but a travel called, and indeed the right call. Credit to this crew. I think they've done a really good job here so far, Josh.
Totally agree.
Nothing you question too much or wonder, scratch your head about. They've been sharp and making the routine plays look routine.
Yeah, I like that. You know, when you don't have to think about the officials becoming a factor in the game, they're doing a great job.
Nearly losing that one was Bertolino, but instead the Comets play on. Little spin move in the lane, up off the glass and good. Aldemus, though she didn't switch over, use that right hand that was kind of nearest to the basket. Not really helping herself at all, but still gets it to go nonetheless with just a really athletic play. Nearly a travel there again.
Wow, good
And
close,
foul.
but too much. Whew. I mean, Muma came there. I thought she was set, and she kind of just, you know, you get over the top a little bit like that. That's what the ref sees. Whistle goes against Muma. I think that's 3 on her. Oh, okay, it wasn't on Muma.
Yeah, so the third quarter media timeout happening here now, and
3 minutes and
about
49 seconds.
a difference than the second quarter. Yeah, a proper timing there by the folks down there in press row.
Just a table of luminaries down there.
Yep, 100%.
Jalen Price, Madison Goldinger, Jake Canish, and of course Becky Bailey.
Jalen
with the
Price's
stripes.
hairline doing about as well as me and Coach Maloser's.
Jalen, I hope he's feeling it right now too. He must know we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Jalen Price is a really good kid. We got to cover him in high school. John Bowser called him the smartest basketball player he's ever coached.
Wow, that's high praise.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I just kind of like shook my head. I was like, really? And then he kind of broke it down to me how Jalen knew what everybody was supposed to do, and that's kind of the quarterback in him too. He played quarterback for the Riverhawks here, and he was a point guard for the basketball team. So high praise from the one John Bowser, the one game he was allowed to do this year.
Yes.
Hope he's watching at home, J-Bo.
Yeah, John, hope you are. Hope you're doing well, you and the fam. Hopefully we'll see you in the golf course either this millennium or next. That'd be really nice. It'd be nice to be friends.
Johnny B, he takes some ribbing.
We love John Bowser. He's a good friend of mine.
Oh yeah, great.
He's
friend.
a big guy. He's a strong guy.
He's John Bowser.
Yeah.
He hit that drive right into the tree.
And I came back a year later and the tree was dead.
Good steal there.
Yeah,
Nice play.
Yeah, nice play by Mumon for being a forward. And
I think so. Walking up the court too, huh?
Yep.
Oh man, I always love
talk
doing
about
that.
the trust he has in his forward. Bertolino gets it reversed. Nice little shot fake there, but good recovery defensively by Redbank. But they just
calling a hand check.
Yep, getting a little too caught behind the passing of Penn's Manor, but they did there momentarily do a good job of getting back. Those sharp passes were creating a couple openings for the Comets. Quickly closing, but the foul stops play. First against Redbank.
What was that?
Make it a second. I don't know.
Another hand check on her. Wow. I didn't see that one, honestly.
So they were foulless up until about 10 seconds ago. Now it's 2 for the Bulldogs, 3 on the side of the Comets as we near the 3:16 mark here in quarter number 3. Threes are wild.
Triple.
And you can tell that the Comets are not afraid to kind of take their time, run things through their offense, not force anything. Skip past there. Berlino doing a good job of coming up for it. She puts it up in the paint, but no good. Might have gotten a hand on that there. I didn't get a look at what player it was for Redbank, but good defense once again. The defensive intensity, Josh, as we mentioned, certainly ramped up here in quarter number 3.
I think it was Banana with the contest right there.
Harmon, that one stripped away, and she has reached the scoreboard, 2 points to her name, but still the Penns Manor defense, as you see, when she gets the basketball, collapse on her. There were 3 Comets on her hip. But a turnover will give it right back to the Bulldogs.
I mean, that wasn't as bad as the feet shuffle on this end, and it might have been a little bit of a makeup call there because Coach Edmonds was not happy with the officials coming down the court there after that strip and turnover.
There's Harmon. Just off to this quarter's hot hand.
Oh,
that was Quinn White, missed the shot. Penns Manor.
Yeah, you could dip in her shoulder in there.
Now the 2-minute mark upon us. 10 minutes remain in this PIAA Class 2A quarterfinal. A berth in the semis could quite possibly be at this gymnasium again, Josh. It'd be interesting. It really, I guess, depend on who won this, but McCourt being the most eastern school, as we mentioned, and jump ball called before a timeout's granted to Coach Maloza.
I like how he was holding it right in the field of vision of the officials. Just not calling it, just
Kennedy White, number 11, checking in for the Bulldogs. 1:27 left. Harmon there, a little skip pass. Finds the aforementioned White, who puts up the 3 immediately. No good. Another offensive board for Redbank Valley. We've seen them do a good job on the offensive glass here tonight, Josh. If there's one thing that they've done consistently throughout this game, it's win some really tough battles and important battles on the offensive glass. And the defense on Harmon has been excellent. A little runner up in the lane. Shades of Jason Malozer.
Good finish there.
And a foul called. That was a tough call there.
I didn't see it. I was changing the score there and looking down at the camera.
Manor hadn't even really taken the ball out of bounds yet. Whenever a collision occurred right around the foul line here in the right side. And down went Frazier.
Down goes Frazier.
Or a Comet, who I'm not sure. Nevertheless, a foul called, so we're tied up now in the foul column, 3 each.
Oh, man.
And the Redbank fans briefly on their feet as that one rattles around, and basketball justice.
Yep. BDL
works out in favor of the Bulldogs. Here's a shot up by White, no good. And a over the back call will go against number 23. Yeah, I didn't know if it was a 33 or 23, but it is indeed 23. That, of course, Kaylin Gillow.
How many fingers am I holding up?
I don't know.
Oh, get that
and
out of
that
here.
one is swatted away by Mumaw, who somehow saved the ball that she sent out of bounds with ferocity.
Oh, man, what a block.
That is the hustle that you love to see, especially out of a forward.
And what a save, and they end up with the ball, Joe, and that's just a pure hustle play. It was gorgeous. And she sized that block up, sent it just long enough to run down and save.
9 seconds remain. Screen set by Mumaw. Ultimus trying to get to the lane, loses the handle, just 3 seconds left. Mumaw shot fake, puts it up. Oh,
Banked it.
Trying to get off the glass, but can't get it to go. And that is the end of quarter number 3. A 3-point lead.
Frenetic pace there in the third quarter.
Indeed, for the Comets, who are 8 minutes away from reaching the semifinals, but the Bulldogs will not go away. And in fact, I think had their best quarter of the night, if I do say so myself, Josh.
I agree. They had a 6-point deficit coming out of the break, cut it in half. Do it again right now. That forces OT if they're, staying with that cutting 3 points off trend.
Indeed, and I think the defense is the most notable thing, Josh, that Redbank was able to do there in that third quarter. But you'll notice Harmon still just 4 points in that quarter. I guess that's better than nothing.
Yeah, she had 0 coming out of the half.
But the emphasis on shutting her down has continued here in the second half, clearly after we saw what kind of transpired there in that third quarter.
Certainly. And Redbank, as you mentioned, their best quarter of the game. They came out with the effort we expected them to show and, slice some points off that deficit.
Yeah, if I stop you real fast,
Yeah.
I'm going to say this real quick, and just take this for what it is. This crowd showing a lot more enthusiasm for the Jake Canish playlist than the normal crowd here.
You wanted me to laugh on cam or laugh on the air, didn't you? Because I had to hold it back. Yeah, maybe it's just because the Armstrong faithful here.
They like it a little freshened up playlist,
Yeah,
not
maybe.
like knowing that.
A lot of these people from Shorts, their first time in the gym. First time here in the Canish playlist, which we could recite verbatim.
Oh yeah. In my sleep.
Oh man, sometimes in my nightmares.
Yep. Trap down once again. You see that defense collapsing down on Harmon when she gets the basketball, not making it easy for her. 2,000 points, but just 4 tonight. Here's a shot from the corner, back rim. Nice rebound by Harmon. Little step and blocked from behind by Mumaw. Oh, baby.
Playing like, the block from behind, that's a tough call. That's a tough call right there. But
That is
Mumaw.
indeed as boos begin to rain down.
Mumaw playing great. She is out there playing possessed, just hustle galore. And man, if that's not Miley Harmon, I don't know if that whistle blows.
Maybe ball don't lie there as Harmon front rim miss. And something to note, here again, threes are wild. That is the third foul against number 33, Mumaw. So something to watch is that's a player you can ill afford to lose if you're Penn's Manor.
Yeah.
We talk about Aldous being that straw that stirs the drink. Well, Mumaw is kind of the hustle that gets everybody else kind of moving in a way.
Yeah,
That makes any bit of sense.
it does make sense because if you played this game, you see a player on your team busting their butt like Mumaw is out there, and you want to do it too. You don't want to. Hey, I'm not just going to let my guy go out there and work his tail off here. I'm gonna match that intensity, and that's what you need, especially in these big state playoff games. They see Mumaw out there giving everything she has. That block and then running it down, saving the ball, and then getting that possession back. That's indicative of how she's played, and her teammates feed off that for sure.
I think Jake Canish, if given the opportunity, he might get a job at Penn's Manor or take a job at Penn's Manor with the enthusiasm that Penn's Manor folks are showing to shout. Yet another classic off the Jake Canish playlist.
It's a good thing that people that use the
And I'm saying we
playlist-
don't play for it. We love Jake. He's a
of course.
tremendous guy, very helpful to us here at High Top Sports. That goes without saying.
I'm just saying,
But the
lucky you
playlist,
don't have to pay royalties on these because Chubby Checker would be getting money, and so would the.
so you're saying that
Neil
Neil Diamond
Neil Diamond would be getting.
Neil
money.
Diamond he's alive to still collect royalties.
Yeah, of course.
He's not dead.
Oh yeah, Chubby Checker is dead, huh?
He's indeed.
Well,
You need to update your list of who's living and who's not.
listen, the people I think.
It's an ongoing issue for you.
I know it really is. I'm like, well, he's definitely dead.
And I'll
you're
look it
like,
up.
No,
And he's alive and well.
he's alive and well.
You're like, I wonder how Manute Bowles doing. I'm like, not good, Josh.
Not good.
What about the Kembe Mutombo? I'm like,
Oh, not good either.
as Mark Bertig showing some moves over there.
Spry.
Range.
Get Spry getting out of that chair.
Got his own little table over there, does Mark. Friend of the High Top Network here, or High Top Sports Network.
He says we do a great job.
Yeah, and I think he does a great job. Mark, of course, the vice president of Running broadcaster. Nice little baseline drive.
Oh, what?
Move?
Nice. Oh, I thought
that-
the pivot foot was established, Joe.
I thought so too. That's going to be
Dan
Jason
Goldinger.
Maloser feels the same way.
Dan Goldinger, a face of just utter shock
Yeah,
right there
Dan
on the
Goldinger
travel
and
call.
Jason Maloser's faces were identical, actually, as a bewilderment over both of them.
I'll tell you what, I think that was a heck of a move.
I think so too. But referees disagree, and now Redbank with an opportunity to tie this up or take the lead, Josh. Down by just 2. Here's Harmon, guarded by Aldemus. Wanting to clear out, maybe get a little isolation.
Well,
Good job by Aldemus. Getting around that screen. Fennell was hedging it a little bit as well.
100%.
The Comets, the design is perfect here tonight against Harmon. With 5 points to her name. Here's a drive up off the glass, high off the glass. Mumal gets it quickly over to her point guard. You might have saw her dribbling up the court slowly, but at this stage of the game, down up to just 2, she's getting it to the point guard.
And not afraid to set some back screens there in the backcourt. Just, hello, nice to see you.
Fennell, spot up 3, good!
Big shot there for the
A
Comets.
huge shot by Summer Fennell, the 5'6" senior, with a clutch 3 to put the Comets up by 5 with 5:50 remaining, fourth quarter. The green-clad Penns Manor student section ready for St. Patrick's Day on their feet. Drive by Harmon, a nice step over.
Oh,
what a
that's-
charge called. Great job.
Penns Manor bench, everyone up off their feet, or up off their seat right there and on their feet.
Coach Maloser known to take a few of those in his time.
Oh man, just standing in there and waiting for the freight train to hit. But that helps your team.
Harmon with such a great move to even get that deep in the paint there, Josh, but momentum carrying her just a bit much in the awaiting Penns Manor player. I didn't get to see who it was, Josh. Was it Bertolino or was it Mumal?
I'm not sure. I think it was Muma, actually.
There's a shot again by Fennell. Could you make it 2 in a row? No, front rim, ball on the floor.
Aldemus.
Rebounded by the Comets. Drives the lane. Bertolino wide open. Layup, can't get it to go. And that could have been huge, but the save goes back to the Comets. Dump inside by Aldemus. Puts it up, no good. And how many more tries will the Comets get? Not anymore. Now the Bulldogs with the basketball. Little crossover. Somehow gets it back. Shot up. A quick few moments here, Josh.
I'll tell you what, I'm getting the goosebumps just watching this back and forth.
I feel like an auctioneer. There's 4:36 left in the fourth quarter. The pace certainly quickened there, but no one scores.
No buckets on all that.
Mumal with the basketball, guarded tightly by Kira Bonanno.
The foul on Banana right there. And
How many is that for Bonanno now?
2.
Not just 2 on her. 2 on Harmon as well, and also in there with 2 is Quinn White, who's had a really nice night for the Bulldogs. Didn't mean to rhyme like I did there, but
Yeah, right. We know you spit bars in your downtime, making mixtapes.
fan of the culture and the music. and-
Datpiff.com, the new Joe Rhodes mixtape out.
Oh, I was a big fan of that website in my college years
Me too.
at the Slippery Rock University. Coach Maloser, 30-second timeout.
He doesn't use both hands. He just does the one.
Just the one.
Close to our media timeout, though. 11 seconds in front of
Yeah, I was. I'm kind of hoping it's a real late one in the game again.
Round
They
ball
call
lock.
it, just the ball goes out of bounds. They give it at like 2 seconds left. Lets the team get a set play. Oh boy. There's a face we know coming across there. Kirk Lorgan, or as they know him in Kiski area as Kurt Logan.
Kurt Logan.
Yep.
That's how he checks into hotels.
His alias.
Kurt Logan here. Yeah, that was hilarious that day.
Kiski area. Yep. That's 4:11 left here, Josh, and tightly contested game. Lead up to 5 by Penns Manor. Redbank Valley did have the basketball, trailing by 2 with a chance to tie it or take the lead. And Fennell able to knock down a 3 after Redbank Valley was unsuccessful on that offensive possession. And tell you what, the one thing you notice about Fennell, she is unafraid to pull that 3. She's missed a couple here tonight, but that one huge. when you think about the time in the game and not allowing Redbank Valley to tie it up or take the lead, because they've trailed the entire game still. And maybe if you let them get that bucket, let them either take the lead or tie it up, you don't know what kind of momentum that could really stem. And that's why that bucket huge.
Another foul drawn there, and that one's on Harmon.
By Fennel. Harmon now, that'll be her third.
Hey, immediate timeout. All right.
So the timeout coming again much earlier than that occurred in the second quarter. I believe it was the second quarter, yes.
Yeah,
3:57
it was like 3.8 seconds left before the half.
Not only does Jake Kanish know how to pick music, he knows how to pick good timeout times.
Oh, shit. 3.8 seconds. And I'll tell you what, Penn Manor got a good look. Nearly banked it in. Nearly banked it in at that buzzer beater.
So 3:57 left in the fourth quarter of this quarterfinal matchup in the PIAA Class 3A bracket. The winner will play the Crushers of Bishop McCourt in the next round, the semifinal round, the Final Four. And the winner of that will, of course, get to taste the chocolate and head to Hershey and play in the Giant Center.
Do you get to taste the chocolate just getting there? Or do you only get to taste the chocolate if you win?
I mean, I will say this. So Jason was at those games as well. We went and watched Blairsville lose in 2 back-to-back state semifinal games under the aforementioned Adam Heiberger, Andy Ostash, and the like. And Kennedy Catholic, I think, was the team that beat them both times, of course.
Shocker.
Yeah, and their fans, their student section, were throwing Hershey Kisses on the court. So,
oh, brother.
Was Ole Miss up with it.
Good
Defense. Give credit to Harmon there. She draped on her and did everything she could except absolutely foul her, and she can't afford that foul now with 3 to her name. But Ole Miss able to get it to go somehow, some way. And it's now a 34-27 lead. Up off the glass, a tough shot,
man,
by Addison Bond. She's made a couple of those tonight. No, Harmon's not having the best of nights, Josh. The likes of Bond, Bonanno, White, all really stepping up and stepping up large for Redbank Valley to keep them in this ball game. They trail by just 5. Low scoring affair here, 34-29. 3:13 left. Here's Mumaw with the basketball. Gets it over to her point guard, Ole Miss. She's guarded by Harmon, who again has 3 fouls to her name. This will.
Oh man, a lot of contact.
That's a charge. Although I thought that maybe she was still sliding. I think that's 4, yeah, against Mumaw. So that's got to be careful if you're her. Jason with his index card open.
I love that they're index cards. They're probably something a little more updated than index cards, but they sure do look like index cards.
Coach Justin Lamania.
Not doing the Dewey Decimal System down there.
Had some code. A little crossover by Harmon. Gets the pass off. Still not letting her get any lanes. The best really opportunity I think she's had in the lane was that charge that she ended up committing. There's a shot up, no good. And that one will go over to, once again, Grant Kanish, who decides to bounce the ball normally this time.
Pass. Didn't bring it above the head.
No,
drop it.
No. He was just trying to make sure it's properly inflated.
And drop it.
That's how they've made it. You're supposed to bring it up their chest level.
Yeah.
But
It's supposed to bounce up here.
Better
right?
safe than sorry.
Yes. Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. Ole Miss trying to go baseline.
Wow,
Gets past Harmon. Can't get it to go, though. Stepping over there was number 3, Addison Bond, but the offensive board by Bertolino. Huge as she draws a foul, Josh. And I'm going to say this about Bertolino. She's been kind of the unsung hero here tonight. A couple really key rebounds. And now knocking down a key free throw here with 2:14 left. When you look back in this game, Katie Bertolino's fingerprints are going to be all over this possible victory if they do, in fact, come away with one. That's good as well. So Bertolino knocking down both. 2:13 left, and they lead up to 7. The largest it's been, Josh, I think, since the end of the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. You're correct again.
Not usually, so I'm going to enjoy this.
You said, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, that's twice now, and you've been right.
That one nearly going out of bounds. No timeout by Coach Edmonds. Chance now, ball in the corner, 3 up by Carrico, no good. And that was her first 3 of the game. And tough time for the newly entered player to take that shot. She was open.
Well, 90 seconds here, Joe.
Yep, 1:31 left. Penns Manor will be careful now. Obviously, you saw an opportunity there for Jocelyn Bennett, who made the first 3 of this game, had a chance to shoot one there, but smartly decides to keep it and waste a couple seconds off the clock. 1:20 left, and a foul drawn.
Jan Goldinger complimenting that pull-out pass there.
A tough pass there as Aldemus lets it go. Good hands, though, by Quinn White. Really, she's been, we talk about Mumaw's hustle. Quinn White right up there as well with quite a display of hustle herself. And Harmon now commits her 4th, and since we count our fouls by the quarters now in high school basketball in this Commonwealth, a 2-shot 2 shots upcoming by Alyssa Aldemus. Eerily quiet, this gym.
Bang, bang.
Nothing out of the Redbank Valley student section, surprisingly.
Oh, man, this thing reset again. Why is it doing that? That's all right. We'll be right back.
And a timeout by Chris Edmonds. Possibly a kind of a coach's timeout here. You ice the shooter. So Josh, 1:16 remaining here. An 8-point advantage for the Comets of Penns Manor. What's Redbank Valley going to have to do here to somehow salvage this and try to do the unthinkable and come back with such little time on the clock?
Well,
and
first,
still win.
Yeah, first off, first possession has to be a quick bucket. I say go for the 2. Don't try to work the ball around and get a 3. Go for the 2. Foul. You got to foul. Hope you get some misses. That's all there is to it. And that's how you're going to work your way back in with just 1 minute 16 seconds left. You're obviously going to have to shoot a 3 at some point. Penns Manor, a good free throw shooting team, shocker. Fundamentally sound. You know, and you're going to have to, you can't pick and choose who you're going to foul either. It's got to be quick. It's got to be quick because these possessions, you're going to start trading off points. 2 for 1, 1 for 2, et cetera, et cetera. And to get back in and actually take the lead right now is going to be a hefty task.
Well, we noted this too, Josh. For Redbank Valley, Miley Harmon, as excellent as she is, she truly is. As Alden is able to knock it down, and now a 9-point lead for the Comets. Just a 60% shooter from the free throw line is Harmon. And that one, a tough pass behind its intended target. It was Bonanno that was cutting, and White tried finding her, but a little bit behind her, unable to lead her. She did have a step on the defender, but the pass a little bit off the mark, and now fouls are going to have to be the, and I hope that Penns Manor misses their free throws. It's really the only thing left for Redbank Valley.
Well, finally a foul because Aldemus had to give it up right there. And they're going to put Muma on the line. How many does she have tonight, Joe? I can't really.
Who's that? Sorry?
Muma.
How many points?
She's got 6. I think a couple have come from the free throw line.
A quiet 6.
Defense is what's making her noise.
Gets that one to go. Lead now up to 10. And it might be all she wrote for Redbank Valley, barring a miracle here. As it seems like some Redbank folks are already sensing it. Make it 11, Josh.
Yes, sir.
Paul Starko, Mark Bertig down there ready with their iPads to take photos of the action after this game. He's going to get right in with them.
Yeah.
Take a picture.
Well,
as we'll let them have their celebration and hopefully get to talk to Coach Jason Meloser after they've had a moment to celebrate together.
iPad. Coach Melosier.
Reminds me of a fan, a friend of the network. I'll come back to that thought.
I was gonna say, I'd like to help out. Yeah.
Yeah, ice water in the veins right now. Penns Manor are knocking down their free throws in these clutch situations. 13-point lead the Penns Manor Comets will have an opportunity to avenge their loss to Bishop McCourt and get to that semifinal game that they were unable to do so in 2021, Josh, or 2020?
2020.
2020, excuse me.
Yeah, the 2019-2020 season.
And whenever their season was abruptly ended,
Yeah.
the Comets are semifinal bound. They will face Bishop McCourt on Friday with a chance to go to Hershey
Taste the chocolate.
and become the 2A champion in class, or in class 2A champion, excuse me, in the state of Pennsylvania. The Comets win this one 42-29, a low-scoring affair, a defensive showcase by both teams at certain points, but really the whole night for Penns Manor, who just give up just 29 points, and 5 of those, just 5, coming from the standout 2,000-point scorer, Miley Harmon. The senior's career will end here tonight. And the county that she's from, here in Armstrong County, of course, Redbank Valley, partially in Clarion, partially in Armstrong, like a lot of school districts here in Armstrong County. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. Josh. So Josh is going to try to get Coach Maloser here real quickly. No, he didn't. Mark Bertig's stealing our interviewee. I know. Josh looks at me and mouths those words. Here. So we will send it down to Josh here as he is going to meet with Penns Manor head coach Jason Maloser after his team is victorious. Give me a test there, Josh. It's not on. No. Josh, hit it. Push the button. No, we don't. Josh, oh, wait.
Hello.
Hey, there we go.
All right.
Josh is with Coach Jason Maloser.
All right, there's a woman's heading away. All right, we're stepping back.
Josh,
Do the YMCA here. All right.
Jason Maloser with the YMCA.
Congratulations, Coach Jason Maloser. Now, first question. This has got to feel super special for you because the last time you guys advanced to the state semifinal, didn't get to play the game. Just tell me the importance now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have a lot of thoughts leading up to the game, but, that's one of the ones, one of the best teams I ever had, and, to see them win on this floor and then unfortunately not to get to finish that season, I just felt like we had some unfinished business here, and, credit to that group over there, they worked so hard, they bought in, they do everything that we ask of them, and couldn't be more proud of them. Just a great group of kids, and, we're excited for the next challenge ahead. We know McCourt's tough. Obviously, they beat us early in the year, but, we're going to enjoy this one for a little bit. As I said, very proud of the girls.
Yeah, storylines abound, get a chance to maybe avenge something against McCourt. But just talk to me about the development of Alyssa Aldemus. She has really become, as Joe called her, the stir that straws your drink. But her unselfishness, her ability to see the court, reminds me of a young Jason Maloser.
Yeah, I think she's better than I am. She can shoot the ball a heck of a lot better. But, such a special player. And I've said it before, I really hope some college gives her a chance because, geez, oh, man, you watch her. Harmon's obviously a great player. Vaughn's a great player. I mean, we played dry her up from just going to Clarion. Alyssa's the best player on the floor, Have a D2 offer. Nobody's giving her a chance. And, that sort of just epitomizes our team. Out, no one gives us a chance. And I just couldn't be proud of her. She works so hard. Whether you might not think she's in the weight room, but she is. She works hard in the weight room. Comes in early in the morning before school shooting, and obviously she just did everything all summer long, all off season, and she's just such a special player. She's defensively, she takes the assignment, guarding the other team's best player. Offensively, she's the one facilitating her offense, but 100% for her because on making the shot, she's going to make the right decision and find the open girls. And she just did such a great job, as did all these girls, and I'm very proud of them.
Hey, speaking of, you mentioned Miley Harmon. You guys really had a great defensive game plan against her tonight. It was a team effort to stop her, and you really did a good job. Only 5 points for her tonight.
I mean, I didn't realize that. I knew it was a great effort, but as you said, it started with Alyssa, but as a team, we just did a great job. And I thought Katie Berlino taking that huge charge for us really was big momentum swing, even more so. We had that lead, and then when she did that, it seemed like, you know what, we got this. Everyone was confident. I thought, as you said, just a great defensive effort all around. Another one, Jocelyn Bennett. Early on in the year, I was taking her off the floor because she wasn't playing defense well enough. And you see a freshman go out there and guard the other team's second best player, and she did a great job as well, as did all the girls. Just, as I said, very, very proud.
Yeah, tremendous win tonight here at Armstrong, advancing to the state semifinals. And this student section really showed out for you guys tonight too. They were loud, they were into it, and a sellout on your side, sellout here, packed house. But a great showing from your community and your fan base.
Yeah, without a doubt, we really appreciate the support. It starts last night. We get a team dinner, and everyone's sponsoring it. We don't have to worry about paying for it, whether it's the school or Luigi's. We'll give them a shout out for giving us team dinner. But as you said, our student section, they just do such a great job, and we feed off of that, and the whole community, as you see. I mean, we're just very appreciative of all the support that we get.
Well, congratulations to you, sir. I looked up your career record and add one more. This is 226. So congratulations to you.
Hopefully we got a couple more still.
Yes, sir. Jason Meloser, Penns Manor head coach, advancing to the state semifinals.
Thanks a lot.
That was Josh Schreckengost and Coach Jason Meloser. A very excited Jason Meloser after his team reaches the semifinals. Unable to do so the last time they won in the quarterfinals. A rare situation where you win a quarterfinal game, but you don't get to play in the semifinals. That, of course, is what happened to Jason Meloser back in 2020. His Comets beating West Middlesex, as Josh mentioned earlier, but due to the pandemic, unable to complete their season. That season, of course, though, they did finish with a win, and they love nothing more than this season to also finish with a win. They need 2 more of those, and they will be a state champion. So the Comets will celebrate with their fan base over there. I don't know if we got, yep, there we go. You see them over there in the far end of the court. As for the Redbank Valley Bulldogs, hats off to them. A terrific season. One of the best players this area has seen, and I say this area, the Armstrong, Clarion County region. And Miley Harmon, her career comes to an end here tonight. I don't believe there's a consolation game for this, right? There wouldn't be, Josh? Here, Josh. Give you a headset. Am I wrong to think that there's no consolation for?
No consolation. I believe.
There we go. Thank you. That was rough.
Yeah. We got it.
But yeah, this would be Redbank Valley's. Oh no, I'm sorry. Maybe they do. Is there a 5th place game?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Questions abound. Sure. I should know that.
Yeah, we should. But hey, we got a lot of stuff to do during the day. I can't be just sitting there reading brackets all day.
This brain can only hold so much information. But again, shout out and congratulations to Redbank Valley on a terrific season. Coach Chris Edmonds, terrific coach in his own right. Just 4 straight District 9 titles says it all. They know the state playoffs just as much as anybody, and unfortunately for them, their journey will end here tonight. But the journey continuing for the team on the other side of things. No, they're not green in color. They are blue, but St. Patrick's Day getting celebrated here with these students from Penns Manor who did, as Josh mentioned with Coach Meloser, showed up quite well in this quarterfinal matchup. Now Coach Meloser jogging out. He's going to go upstairs and talk to the folks on Renda, I believe, and hopefully get some time to spend with his team after they were able to walk away with a 42-29 victory here at Armstrong Junior Senior High School in this PIAA Class 2A quarterfinal. They will now face Bishop McCourt, as Jason mentioned, a team that he just said that beat them earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Didn't recognize or speak of the actual game itself. That, of course, the District 6 championship.
Earlier in the season. I love it, man.
Which was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Not in November or early December.
It made it sound like just a run-of-the-mill regular season
It was just
game.
one of those early season games, earlier in the season. But a well-deserved victory here tonight for the Comets, certainly for Coach Maloser. Good friend of ours. Great guy. And great point guard back in his day. And,
Oh, man.
Clearly a terrific coach. So well-deserved by Coach Maloser. His girls, terrific job tonight. Defensively, Josh, you touched on it. The defense was unbelievable.
And shutting Miley Harmon down to 5 points, that has not been done all year. I'll bank on that. If I had to go back and look at every single game's box score, I'm going to say that Miley Harmon scored more than 5 in every game.
Yeah. I would venture to guess this was her lowest scoring output. I'd be really interested to see if she ever had anything in single digits.
Yeah, I mean,
when you score 2,000 points, we looked up, I think it's 51 points, I believe, coming
52 or something. Yeah,
coming into this game, and you don't get to that number scoring in the single digits.
No, you don't.
But that really, and trust me, she was trying to create opportunities, and her skill, though she only scored 5 points, was still on display. You know, she's been known this season, especially to turn defense into offense, and a couple times that was clear. Although she ended up dishing it off to a teammate that capitalized off of her defense, but really just an excellent job by Penns Manor on the standout, who will trade in the red of Redbank for the red of Youngstown State here.
Indeed.
In short order. So an excellent career by that young lady. Best of luck to her as she continues her athletic endeavors in the next level. And again, hats off to this Redbank Valley team on a terrific 2024-25 season.
Great game. Had fun, man.
Had a blast.
Jason asked me where we were golfing today. First thing he said to me.
Oh, wow.
I had to
golf season for Jason's going to have to wait a little bit more.
Yes, it is. I had to prime away from Mark Burdick down there.
Yeah, I saw that. Doing a little commentary up here about it.
And I just don't want to toot my own horn a little bit, but I had to fight through a cramp and run that down because I was sitting with my legs crossed underneath this table, and as soon as I stepped over Dan, my calf cramped up, and I was like, gotta do it, gotta gut right through it and get Coach Maloser. So he saw me running at him and looked like, what are you doing? And I got out to him, and I said, hey, we're going to get you for an interview. He goes, where are we golfing today? And I said, we started at Pittsburgh National. It was a log jam. Then we moved to Saxon. He goes, all right. That's how engaged he is in the person that he sees. He just goes right to he knows what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's just advancing to a state semifinal game.
Or hopefully we're turning Coach Maloser into a golf guy like we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Just obsessed with it and trying to play as many courses in a short span of time as we have attempted to do here over the last 2 years.
Oh, I should have told him he needs his driver. You got to get his driver.
Nope,
back.
I was actually going to tell him he has earned that driver.
That's
it's
true.
a gift.
That is
Jason
true.
Maloser is now the proud owner of a Callaway Rogue driver.
Is it a Sub-Zero? Is it a Rogue Sub-Zero?
Yeah. So it's his now. No longer mine. I'm good. My bag's good. And
it's like an old-timey medieval sword.
Mm-hmm. But congratulations to everybody here tonight. The families, you see these emotions. You know, it's a great feeling to even be on this level and get to play in March.
Oh, man.
We're talking mid-March here, and that's these student athletes and these families are a part of something that only a few people really get to. Certainly a minority of people in terms of fans, family, players. Most of their seasons have been over for weeks. But not the case for these two teams. So, again, congratulations all involved, the coaches, the families, the communities. A great season for the Bulldogs and one that will continue for the Comets. A location to be determined.
Fingers crossed, might be right here.
It might be here again. And the teams we do know, it will be Bishop McCourt and the Penns Manor Comets for a spot in Hershey and a chance to win a Class 2A state title. So, Josh, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you to everyone. Dan Goldinger, thank you. You are a legend. Thank you so much for your help tonight. It meant a lot. We really needed help in a pinch, and you being the kind of guy you are, you did, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
It's the bat phone. We just had to pick up the bat
phone. Put up the signal. Yep. Beam the light out off something that he could see.
And Coach Goldinger's here.
Yep. And appreciate that. Appreciate the efforts of the folks here at Armstrong as always for their help. And Josh, appreciate you. We hustled up, got this done. Wasn't
a lot of hubbub.
A lot of hubbub. But that's a story for another day.
Hoops to jump. They might have been on fire when we had to jump through them, but we got through them.
But boy, ain't it fun covering hoops in May or
It
March.
sure is. I had the goosebumps, man, a couple different times in this game, and you played the sport. I played the sport. Dan has coached and refed and played, and I mean, just you still feel it. Still feel the juice, man.
Yep. Feel the juice, and you hear the excitement in Coach Maloser's voice, and it's you realize just how great sports are. You're reminded at moments like this just how great sports are. So, again, thanks to Dan. Josh, thank you to you. Appreciate you. Great work. Appreciate your efforts.
Sir. You as well, sir.
As always. And
gangbusters, I believe you called us. We were going to go in like gangbusters, and we did it.
I said that. We did it. And not ideal circumstances, but hopefully you guys out there, most importantly, enjoyed it, because we certainly enjoy bringing it to you. So thank you again to our sponsors. You guys know who you are. Appreciate all you've done all season long. Look forward to bringing you action in the spring. Maybe we have another basketball game in us. Who knows?
Maybe.
TBD. But it's been fun if this is, in fact, the last game. But, again, thank you, Josh. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, folks out there. You guys make this a blast. Hopefully you enjoyed it here tonight. We certainly did, because we can't wait to do another one for you. So, for Josh, for Dan, my name is Joe Rhodes. You guys have a great rest of your week. And Manor Trade Pass you by. We'll see you.